Bannerlord can be a brutally hard game. Often you're outnumbered and massive armies march against you. Well, in this new series, we're going to work together, friends. What I want you to do is send me your difficult situations that you're either currently encountering in Bannerlord in your campaign, or something that you've dealt with in the past where you're just unable to solve it. I will do my very best to handle these difficult situations. I will share the results on YouTube, provided they have some kind of educational value for people. We will take on these difficult challenges, do some battlefield analysis, and hopefully help you turn around a very, very difficult battle. So join me on this adventure. Please send me your difficult situations. Have a little patience. I don't know how many there are going to be, but I'm willing to take these challenges on for you fellas as we handle your disasters of war. So let's just slide into another one here. Andrew Siege is solved. And this came the same day. This is from Cameron here. Says, hello, Tactical Enlightenment. I would love a save back if you succeed playing as a Southern Empire RTS mode. Okay, so that should be fine. Currently getting walloped. I'll put the email up, of course. Walloped in campaign mode. I rode to break in the siege at Jalmyrus. I have 500 troops, including some recruits, versus 1,500 Valandians. You can read the rest of the email. So this fella is struggling here. And let's see if we can figure out. Help Jalmyrus, I guess. Oh shit. Well, now we can't look at his army. So this is... Alright, this fella's name is Cameron. And this seems to be a theme. We get sieged by Durthert a lot in this series. People out there hating Durthert. He's got a pretty robust character. He looks like he's encased in a giant tin can. Very safe. And he looks like he has a kind of a mix of companions, some low, some unarmored, and some pretty well specced out here. I like what I see, Cameron. And I hope this is your wife, because she's badass. This Siga, she's a sturgeon wife, I think, and she is savage. These are great stats here. We'll be using her for sure in one of our divisions. In fact, she looks like a shock troop, or maybe a skirmisher division. Let's see if we can upgrade any equipment here. No noble bow. We got to get you a noble bow, Cameron. And not really any significant banners that are a lot better. I'll take this one here because we're probably going to be shooting in this battle. He says he had a real hard time with this siege. He said friendly troops borked out or something. Maybe he's a mercenary here. We'll see how it looks. I don't remember all the email. It's all right. It doesn't really matter. We're going to do our best here for Cameron. And let's turn Siga into a skirmisher and a shock troop, right? We're going to put her in charge of a skirmisher division. Of course, we got to look at the troops to see what we're dealing with here. On the surface, we got a good shot to win this. 500 troops, give or take, versus 1,500. We'll look at Durthert's force here as well. We don't have great banners. I really encourage you guys to try to get some decreased melee. It looks like he's smithing. Decreased taken melee attack damage banners. They're harder to find, right? These things are important, though, for siege, because you're going to get pounded on. And that is a rough-looking army. Now, we can't see it all, but man, these are some raggedy-looking forces here that we have to fight with. A bunch of recruits and looters. Man, what do we step in here? Some of these we get our asses handed to us, but you can be sure if they're going to be close, we will put them on the channel. So if you're watching this, more than likely, at least we made it close. 82 sharpshooters. Durthert's army is stacked. Okay, we have one fire catapult. I think I remember him mentioning they had a catapult. That's good. The enemy's got one siege tower, but this looks pretty grim. We're outnumbered about 4-1. We have bad troops. Normal difficulty here. We can leave the clan members death disabled. We don't need to kill any of your guys' companions. This guy did want his save game back, so we'll try this out. Here we're playing the 1.3 beta with no mods, with the exception of the RTS mod. So we don't have anything impacting the game too dramatically. Fairly vanilla. And this is one of the most unique cities in the game. I know I say that a lot, but truly a unique city. And it's going to be hard to defend all these different locations, right? We've got a lot of infantry and 63 archers. I hope we have more than 63 archers, man. Don't tell me we've got a bunch of mediocre troops and 63 archers. Wow, I think we really do have 63 archers. All right, so this is a problem. This is a unique problem. And it's not your fault, Cameron, but you really want to... Maybe I have the settings wrong here. I don't know. I might have the unit prioritization wrong. We're just going to roll with it, though. We try to do these first shot. What do we do here? What the fuck? 60 archers. You cannot defend 3 different mouths and a gate with 63 archers. We do have a little skirmisher division, so the 2nd Corps, that's going to be handy since we lack projectiles here. Archers, #1 key to defending siege. You must have infantry as well. Helps to have shock troops and skirmishers, but archers and infantry you must have, or archers and cavalry. It looks like we have some armored units, and the 3rd division looks like a nice attack dog division, so that's going to be handy. And we are doing 1.3, so they're going to be throwing their pylons around, but 6 archers for the left flank, that's not going to work. All right, so hopefully we can destroy a siege tower. We've got 2 catapults. We're going to have to destroy a siege tower here and limit the enemy's access to 2 different entrances, because I don't know how we can defend with 60 archers here. This is a really difficult keep to defend, actually. That's not true. It's complicated. This is one of the few keeps you can actually put troops on the walls, and it dawns on me, guys have been asking to essentially see us defend the walls. So maybe we would defend these interior walls. So you're not defending the exterior walls like this. This might work. Look at this little triangle here. I've had troops before here. They're very safe from the outside because they have 2 layers of crenellations. I think that's where the siege tower is coming, or maybe that's a ram. I can't tell. I think we'll try this shit here. I don't actually see a way to defend this city here, Cameron, with 60 archers. That's about as low as you ever get in a keep siege. And I think 100 is minimum for sort of our normal strategies. Cameron did say he was doing some of our normal strategies on the channel. I appreciate that, bud. Hopefully it's working for more and more players. But we're going to have to think outside the box here. We're going to have to get creative. Let's have 2 archer divisions up on these crenellated walls here. They will shoot the troops outside the keep. But more importantly, of course, they'll shoot the troops that are on the walls here. And I think let's do a left side or a right-sided heavy defense. We haven't done one of those in a long time. You got to get really creative, but I think the long roundabout walls that lead from the front door to here gives us an opportunity. I'm thinking about the pathfinding, thinking about how the enemy is likely to attack us. We'll have to work on some contingency plans in a second when we look at it, but I think that's good, right? 20 archers. They're going to have pretty good spray across that whole area. Shoot troops outside. We've got a little blockade right there with the 4th Corps. That's going to be efficient. We've got plenty of infantry. In fact, we have too much infantry, right? We have 250 troops. Anytime you're outnumbered this bad, you get the minimum, 250. So, we've got a little skirmisher division here. Let's do this shit, right? Let's put Cam's in charge, or his characters in charge of the 8th Corps here. He's got some nice banners, some extra damage there. The 3rd Corps can be an attack dog division. And, I'm not super optimistic, but sometimes the most unique challenges make for the most fun. So let's do this shit. You guys are here for fun. You guys are here for entertainment. Let's see what we can do here. I'm rubbing my proverbial hands with excitement because I love this kind of strategy here. This is, that's intentional, right? We don't want that ballista over there because troops will get killed trying to get to it. I've got a nice skirmisher line here that will have them fire when the enemy press is heavy. And it's going to be a heavy press, right? Based on the strength of the enemy army. Now, I see a lot more high-level troops here than I anticipated. I don't know where they were hiding. I looked at Cameron's armies and it looked like a bunch of raggedy troops. Of course, we couldn't see his whole army, right? So there must have been some good troops at the bottom because I saw a few legionnaires in there. Looks like we have a few Manabliatons. That's going to help. We're going to need it right now. I feel very, very unsafe. I don't know about you guys, but look at that shit. I'm already getting shot at. There's no crenellation here, or it's broken or something. I can't shoot at these troops, I think. Let's see what happens here. Our guys are getting hit. This does not bode well. My shield's getting hit. We've got nice targets and a big pile of fireballs here. Now, the good news is even if we get shot, we can just stall or at least do our best until that ram gets up here, right? Then we can... Shit, this guy's dropping them all. He's getting shot. So it'd be hard for there to be more things going wrong at the beginning of this siege here. We've got terrible line of sight to their troops. I'm getting smoked just getting on the catapult. I thought this catapult would be safe. It's my bad for not looking closer, but I really needed this catapult to be here, right? And we're missing every shot. The siege tower is coming up unimpeded. I'm staring at my own blood. You make me bleed my own blood, you sons of bitches. We're trying to keep our spirits high here with a little comedy, but this looks grim, man. I'm already down. At least we got a great shot there. There's plentiful targets out there, but man, is it hard to get on the catapult. I feel like I need a guard here just holding up his shield. The thing is, though, is that the more guys you have here, the more you get shot. Look at that. That guy's drawing fire. I don't need my fucking email. I'm already stressed. Fuck. We're going to curse a lot this battle. We're probably going to lose this, but you know, you can't, sometimes you can't overcome all the difficulties you're facing. We got fairly weak troops. We're outnumbered 4-1 by a juggernaut force. I don't think we're going to be able to stop any of their 4 different means to the city. They're going to get that siege tower up there almost for sure. It's a long ways away. I don't know if you guys see that. I got to like rain the fireball way over there just to have a shot. And because it's moving, you really got to lead it, you know, like to quote Platoon or whatever. How you shoot women and children? How do you do that? You just don't lead them as much, man. And the guy's like dry heaving because it's so disgusting. Well, we hit the siege tower there. So if we can get 3 more shots on it, we should be able to drop it. I can't turn anymore. This is it. That's as far as it turns. I don't know if we're going to be able to hit it. I mean, at least hopefully we can hit some troops if we can't hit the siege tower. Like, that'll work. We're getting you some levels at least, Tabor. Of course, if we get you captured, we're probably not going to return the save game. That's the nature of these, right? If we fail a couple, 3 times, what we'll try to do is show you guys the best we can. And, you know, if you're watching this is probably the best effort, right? I narrate, and then sometimes we throw it in the dustbin, right? It just goes away forever. So we'll do the best we can here, Tabur, but it doesn't look good so far. The enemy's moving in juggernaut forces, and I'm sort of helpless to stop them. We're getting shot. I'm already at half a health bar. That's not a good position to be in, and I don't feel safe getting on the catapult. Normally, I think there's a crenellation right here, but it looks like it got broken. Yeah, and this is just a nightmare. I'm getting scorched. Our troops are getting scorched. I'm missing because it's, you know, it's hard to dial in your aim when you're getting shot, right? You're in a hurry. So here come the men up the ladders. Let's see here. We got stones beneath us, and we are going to be able to throw some of these fireballs, right? At least we'll be able to rain down some hell. Let's kill a few troops here at least. At least we're killing, you know, heaps of elite troops, but that's also an ominous sign. Every troop we're killing is tier 5 and 6. This is a very powerful army that Cam is facing here, that we're facing here. We'll see how this goes. A lot of it's going to depend basically on micromanaging. Where is the enemy going to come from? How do we micromanage that, right? We've already got troops. What are you guys doing? I didn't tell you to get on the walls. Get the fuck off the walls. This will happen sometimes. The AI thinks that you don't know what you're doing, and so it's vigorously trying to defend the wall here, even though I've told their division to retreat. There's no way to fix this other than to tell the guys completely to retreat, and then as soon as you tell them any other order, they go right back to doing it. So you basically have to leave those guys on the wall where eventually they'll get shot to death. Damn, we're out of these balls already. I already got it below. I'm below a half health bar. Fuck. Let's pull some guys down here. I can at least take advantage of this, right? The guys in the gatehouse are coming, but what do we have, right? You start looking at situations like this. What do I have extra? I'm racking my brain here. What kind of advantages can we gain on the enemy? We've got a little bit of time here before they're through the door, but what we have is we have this pile of rocks, and I have lots of infantry, right? At least I can station these guys like bodyguards and give the enemy a good braining here, right? On the way up, we can give them some illegal targeting hits like they did in the NFL in the 1980s. The crowd goes wild and the player gets concussions for the rest of his life. He's got VTEs. If he's lucky, he gets a lawsuit. Out of the way, fellas. We're trying to kill people here. Now, they're here because we're going to get zerged, right? These troops, as soon as they get through, the door, they're going to chase my coward ass. We are going to be a coward here. I'm down to half a health bar. Hell yeah, we're a coward, right? And there's a huge horde of the enemy coming, so we're not going to stay here long. We're not going to be able to, right? We're going to get zerged. They're probably coming up the stairs right now. Let's get one more shot here for the road, you bitches. And it's time to get out of here. We're going to get attacked. All the troops are putting their They're doing their parrying motion. That means they think enemies are close. We got a mess up here too. Fuck. This first division, for some reason, it has a hollow square. I don't like that at all. Let's send this third division down there to kind of menace the guys on the wall, because you know what's chasing them, right? The guy's yelling, "You're dead!" Bannerlord is a great game, man. Come on, it's such a great game. Does it have problems? For sure. Damn it. No. Go over there. I don't want this third corps attacking here. I want our archers to work. We're going to have to be highly efficient in this episode, including shooting our own troops. That guy got scorched. And here they come. And we're going to... Let's jump on our horse here. We got our skirmishers here because this is going to be a lot of high-end troops. The third corps, let's pull these guys down here. Okay, that fourth corps, that's going to be able to buttress that pretty well. At least we have our archers concentrated, all 60 of them. Fire away, right? All these skirmishers. This will at least give them a volley, right? That left a dent. I can snipe some of these guys from behind. I gotta be very careful with my health. They're fucking mosh pitting off this fucking wall here. Holy shit. We're gonna have to get this third corps over here to help us attack. Get over here. This is why you have an attack dog division for a siege like this. I'm gonna put them right behind them so the archers can still shoot. Charge. You and I go. In we go here. I do. Oh, shit. We have a fucking problem here. They're pouring over this wall. That's a huge horde of enemies. At least we have a bunch of troops charging them. But this is not part of the plan. The death spam looks bad. I have some archers behind me shooting. I need more. Let's bring this other division over here. We need all the firepower concentrated right here. This is like the whole Valandian army. And we're fucked. They're just boring in on us. Charge, men. Did I not tell you to charge? Fuck. Not part of the plan. These archers, some of them are aggroing. I want them to... There's Siga throwing javelins. This side looks better. If they can cut them off here, we should be able to destroy them. Come on, archers, shoot. Of course, now the enemy's too low for them to shoot. All right, so the AI is pulling back here, trying to reform. Pound them as they retreat. They're trying to stack up troops there. They're doing us a favor here. They're going right into the spray of our archers. Thank you. My horse has got a javelin sticking out of its kidney already. Let's get him out of the fray. Holy shit, what a wild fucking surge that was. Already got sweaty palms in this battle. Alright, so 4th Division's holding. Those two different crenellation lines, I'll just call them the 7th, 6th, and 7th. I think that's who that is. 5th and 7th. They look good. There's a ladder right here, so we're going to be pressured right here the whole battle. They're going to be trying to come up, and they're probably going to try to rally. When the AI comes up ladders, look at this fucker up here. Don't you know this is a no standing zone? He's just standing here throwing javelins. Fuck those guys. Nice shot, man. You rocked that guy. This guy's throwing javelins at us. You son of a bitch. Get up there, horse. God damn it. Disobedient animal. Alright. Okay, pull back, boys. We got a little momentary break here. 1st, 2nd, 3rd attack dog, 4th. They're streaming over into that tower. I'll show you in a second, but look what's happening here. These fucking sharpshooters and other Valandians are stacking up. They're stacking up on the walls. Let's get the 3rd Division over there. We gotta do more attacking. Get over there, boys. It's your job. Attack. The 2nd Corps down there, but they're probably out of javelins. That's why these guys are starting to stack up on the wall. And we don't have very many archers, right? So the enemy's infiltrating here. They're coming at me. I got no health. I can take like maybe 2 hits. Kill him. Fuck. I hear that death sound, that one where the guy's got the alternating siren scream. Makes me laugh every time. Fuck. It's just sharpshooter city here. Of course, Dirt Third had like 100 in his army. I don't know if you guys saw. There you go. I got a little help here. Attaboy. You're an attack dog. Kill it. Alright, we got some control over this now. That's looking good. So the 1st Corps is here. 2nd Corps is down there. They can sort of be an auxiliary division. The 3rd Corps is sort of disobediently attacking. They are stacking up troops, though, in that tower. Fuck no, right? When they start stacking up troops like that in that tower, here's the problem. They'll rally 80 or 100 guys and barrel out at you, and you're just fucked, right? We're going to have to deal with that. I got to watch the other side, too. Of course, the siege tower's over there, and they are pouring up it. I don't know if you could see in the siege in the tower over there. They're literally, it looks like a congregation. They're actually starting to come this way, too. It's like, it looks like all sharpshooters. I wonder if our enemy has like 400 sharpshooters in this battle. Now we still have 4 of these rocks, right? I still got a little bit of firepower here, but I got to be very careful. Right? I take like one shot, and Cam's character is going to be down here. They're still shooting too. These fuckers are climbing the wall and shooting. Fuck no. I'm gonna help right here. I got a little bit of cover. Shoot these guys. God, he's just shooting down into our ranks. I got to keep an eye on my rear here. What a stressful fucking start to this. I still like the idea, right? The enemies, what they're going to do is they're going to stack up on that other side over there until they have like 100. Then they will charge us. I'm surprised they haven't charged yet. Sometimes they wait until they have more than 100, right? So we've got to keep an eye on that far siege tower. I keep calling it a siege tower. You guys know what I mean, right? There's a siege tower over there. I got to keep my eye on that. But this is the real problem, right? These guys pouring up here. It would be one thing if they were coming up and just charging. But a lot of them are going into that tower, right? So we're going to have to charge. We're going to have to attack. And we're going to have to deal with these fuckers inside that tower. We can't let them rally like 100 troops over here. And then both sides will charge, right? That's typically what the AI does. It's actually smart behavior, right? You charge with everybody. So, as much as I don't really want to fight hand-to-hand here, fuck, there's a lot already in here. Get over here, boys. Get over here. Damn. Well, I got one legionnaire to help me? Man, I don't know, Cam. Your troops are pretty disobedient, dude. I'd be drilling these bitches. They'd be doing all kinds of marching. Half rations, forced marches. Get in there, you bitch. Well, it feels like our inner courtyard here. This is our Alamo. We're going to hold this to the death. 27 to the 4th. We're going to have to steal. We should get reinforcements, right? We couldn't have had... Yeah, we had like 400 troops for this siege. So we got a little bit of reinforcements, but you know what? They're all going to be militia. I'm going to take my impaled horse here and do a little reconnaissance here. My character is very close to death. I have the RTS mod though, right? So we'll be able to continue to play even if he gets dropped, but what a bad situation. They're stacking up here in a huge shield wall. Our troops are trying to attack, but man, there's a lot of them. Fuck. Get a little archery skill for you there, Cam. Cam's got a nice, well-rounded character. He's got a little combat skill, a little bit of riding skill, a little bit of bow. I prefer specialized characters, but there is something to a jack of all trades, right? This guy had siege skill, he had party skill. He's got a whole bunch of perks. Now the front gate, okay, there's nobody stacking up here, and I'm not going to the other side. It says 366 on that siege tower, and they're probably just coming up it. Now, ironically, they'd be better off going through the front door. When they come around this side here, I've got 2 different infantry divisions to square and an archer division to spray between them, but that'll be a bad situation for us, right? We've got to kind of hope that they come, well, where they are, right? There's a huge stack of them now. You know what? This is not going to work. We got to assault this shit. I got to pull away from the other area here temporarily, and we just got to hope we don't get backdoored. Let's bring this 4th Division down here. All I'm going to do is tell them, follow me, right? And they're going to come down here and start menacing these sharpshooters. We just brought an Archer Division. I can hear Legolas, right? Aim for the ankles. And hopefully it sort of stirs them up and turns their shields away. You see them holding up their shields like fucking barn doors? Get in there, boys. There we go. It's turning their shields. Guys are getting blasted. Beautiful. Now we just want to oscillate them back and forth, right? Get back, boys. No, that's not let them advance. Fuck. Well, it is going to function because the enemy's kind of pinched over here. We've got to continue to watch that far side. Also, the AI does, or the game does give you a little clue. I don't know if you guys have experienced it. I'm an experienced keep commander, so I'm used to it. There's typically a little stall when the enemy charges with 100 units. which they're going to do. Those troops on the other side are not stuck. Some guys are like, they're bugged. Nah, it's coded. They're coded to rush in a huge wave. Now, ironically, of course, they'd have been better off going through the gate, but that's a concept for another story. And we've got them bundled up here. I've got that 4th Division just holding that guardhouse, and our archers are flaying here. There are bodies cartwheeling all over the place. It's a gruesome scene. It's amazing, too, graphics, right? There's guys draped all over. Their bodies are festooned all over our walls. Shoot 'em, boys! And you know his companions, Cam's companions, have to be getting kills here. Their bodies cartwheeling down. It's fucking beautiful. Beautiful death. All right. So what I was saying, that far side, they will eventually charge. And when they charge, usually there's a little glitch in the matrix. You'll sort of feel it, right? It feels almost like the game is locking up on you. Not always, but usually. And I kind of depend on that, right? So we're going to try it here. Retreat, right? And as soon as you tell them to do anything else, they go right back to doing what they were doing. So those guys are sort of bugged. They're kind of stuck on the walls. Fortunately, they're not getting shot as bad as you would think because a lot of the sharpshooters are charging, right? They're already on the walls. Those guys will be getting obliterated if the enemy had a whole bunch of archers in the valley. 366. I've got to figure out something for that far side, right? 366. That's going to be a massive wave if they charge, even with half of that, right? That'd be 180 troops pouring over the fucking ramparts. They will probably take the same route that that first wave did, right? You guys, of course, you remember that at the beginning there where they just surged in. This 4th Division, we're going to have to rebuild. That guy almost got killed with his red. He's got a purple shield, or a red shield. We got a legionary. Looks like a Valandian. Kill him. Okay. I'm gonna have to split. Oh shit! We just got reinforcements. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, they're mostly militia. What do we do here? So 3rd, 6th. So we just got reinforcements in the 3rd and the 6th. I want to keep these divisions sort of orderly here. So we could split some of the infantry into multiple divisions, but I don't want to fuck with these archers. You hear them working? They're shooting. They're killing guys. They're injuring guys. I want to leave them. Oh shit. You hear that yelling? I think we might be getting charged. Oh shit. Might get archers up on these ramparts here. What are we going to do? Let's see. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. At least we have infantry to deal with it now if we get charged. This is probably all the troops we get though, right? 80, 60. Yeah, this is it. This is all of our troops. No more reinforcements after this 59. Let's fatten up some of the squares. We can also deliver a few archers to the 8th Corps. If you remember right, this guy is in charge of the 8th Corps. So that'll make those archers a little better. They get all his perks, all his banners. Where's that shit happening? There's all kinds of death in the fucking... They're attacking in the tower over there, and it's militia probably attacking... Fuck. Those guys are getting slaughtered. Alright, so when the enemy charges from that far tower, we got to have an answer to them, right? Let's get like 50 archers up on these ramparts so they're just charging headlong into a barrage of arrows. I've got to get infantry. Let's see. I could get one division there. The power bar looks grim. Of course, I don't change the power bar like we're doing for the Valandian campaign. I don't want to stress... Well, I guess I could stress you fellas. These are supposed to be more educational than entertaining. This has been a great siege so far. Unusual. That's probably that tiny militiaman over there. I love it when there's cocky militia. They go roaring up to a sword sister. Little bowl cut militia. I'll tear your limbs with the fucking deep voice. All right, so we got some archers positioned up here. Oh shit! So that stall right there. I could be wrong. No, here they come. Holy shit! Holy shit! All right, 1st, 2nd. Let's get them down here. Those guys don't have enough infantry support yet. We're just gonna have to hold this courtyard to the death. 1st, 2nd, 6th, 8th. We gotta go fast. I'll try to fatten just a few of these archer divisions. I just want a little bit more firepower at different angles, even though they're militia, even though they're weak-ass archers. If you got 70, 80 of them, it's a lot of arrows, right? And we're gonna need it. We're gonna need more infantry over here too. Are they? Oh, they are. They're just streaming over. It's a huge amount. I got no health. I can't really fight. I can shoot, though. Let's get some ammo. God, they're pouring through the door too. All right, we've got to watch this back side of the keep. If they start pouring through the rear, we're gonna have to do a double square ranged false gap. Here they come. All right, let's pull these guys over here and just buttress this for now. We'll keep an eye on our back door. Pretend like we're in San Quentin. Let's spread out archers here for good line of sight. Okay, the 4th Corps is still holding. That looks good. How many is this? That's the question, right? Is this 300 or is this 100? Shoot 'em, boys. That looks good. Let's get some contingency forces here just in case, right? The last time they started mosh pitting off the edges there, and it sort of started to defeat our strategy. So let's anticipate here. I got no health. I'm starting to really fucking get stressed. I'm gonna take just a quick scouting trip here to make sure we're not getting backdoored. It looks like everything's coming through that main slot. And it's a lot, man. They're stacking up. They're starting to pour through on our fucking right over here. The squares are broken down. Let's see. They're attacking our archers. Motherfucker. This is not going to work. 4th Corps, get over here. I also got the 2nd Corps and the 3rd Corps. We can use one of those divisions. Probably the 3rd Corps we can put down there. I know I call them Corps. They're divisions. Hell, they're little army groups if you prefer. You guys can correct me when I'm not stressed. We're beheading looters. We're gaining levels. It looks good. Looks good. Looks good. It's chaos, but it looks good. God, they are just pouring over there. More guys are tearing their limbs. Okay, that looks good. God, they're starting to pile off. They're starting to do it again. They're moshing off the edge. I got to get troops over here fast. We got to get better angles with these archers too. If we can get these archers kind of behind them, they'll be shooting into their backs. Let's stretch a line down here. 180? Fuck. It's so beautiful. Win or lose at this stage. This has been a great siege. Shields are flying all over the place. There's yelling and screaming to my right. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it. Hold the line, men! Now what you're worried about here is one of these squares breaking down, or that, them bringing up sharpshooters. Kill with prejudice, right? Anytime they start putting archers on these walls, we have to target. How can you not love Bannerlord, man? Shields are flying through the sky. Oh, there's carnage over here. We're really fucking guys up down here. We'll slow-mo that for you. Now let's get another division down here. What do we got? We can't break that first. God, that's going to be fucking really troublesome. 619. We just can't do that. We can put the 3rd down there, though. We got to leave those 30 there. Those guys are the only thing keeping us from being overrun here. I don't have enough health to fight. Help me out, militia. Alright, we've got some scrubby-looking troops here. Charge, men. Your lives depend on it. The YouTube channel depends on it. Get in there. That is a raggedy-looking division. Now, I'm getting some pathfinding stutter. That typically happens in chaos like this. There's troops going everywhere. There are shields flying through the air. The AI's pouring in every orifice. Feels like a bad porn movie. Oh, shit. Alright, well. If you're telling me to ride you, I'll jump on. They're getting attacked over there. The archers are starting to break down. This is the most critical one, right? There's tons of elite troops stacked up there. There's sergeants. There's all kinds of high-end troops there. Volgiers. We've got to keep this archer pressure down here. At the same point, right, we can't give up this flank because they'll run over our archers down here. So both of these are critical. And here's where those crenellations are really helping. Those guys that are protected are just firing away. Those guys are racking up kills from safety. And the power bar looks close. We might be able to pull this off. It's so close. Hopefully you guys don't mind the stutter. This is just par for the course with a crazy battle like this. Man, I want to win this fight. It is close. We've got them bottled up pretty fierce at both locations, but there's also death, right? Those are militiamen fighting for their lives at the top of the stairs. It's grisly. What a fucking gritty, great battle. This is like one of the best sieges I've ever been in. Gonna take a little peek here at the front door. We might be able to menace some troops. What's that shit? We just get a few more reinforcements? It looks like we got 30 reinforcements here. Let's flank them outside. Fuck it. A lot of their archers may be like on the ladders. Let's try giving them a fucking left hook here. See if we can't knock them out. Gotta be careful here. I got no health. Oh shit. I got stood up. I'll hold that shield up. Get in here, peasants. There's like 50 guys. Some of their troops are routing. Come on, finish them off here. Let's see if we can pull this. The sixth. The sixth is way too important. They're dug in deep. There's maybe 50 troops there. We got this shit. There's troops on the other side. They're fucking shooting at us. I wonder how many troops are stacked up in the middle there. I can't tell. This shit's fucking exhilarating. And this is why you play Bannerlord, right? To get a... What's amazing is this is somebody else's save game. I'm just riding around with this character. Now we're charging with peasants there. It's not going to work very well. Let's get some archers and better troops out here. I can spare the 6th. That'll reduce the archer load inside, but I think Dirt's killing people. Fuck. Oh shit, I just got killed. Everybody charge. What do we got here? Okay, the square survived. Okay, alright. Let's get some troops here on the wall. They're charging this poor militia. Let's get archers in a line up here, and then let's get 2 divisions of infantry outside. Dirt's racking up the kills. Where is he? Killed Dirt. I think the AI just routed. Oh my god, man. My character almost made it to the end. We almost made it to the end, Cam, but you know what? Fucking victory. What a fucking crazy siege that was. That was amazing. I need a fucking shower. I'm pitted out. Man, you don't get sieges like that very often, and it's great. We are recording. It's great that we're going to have this for this Disaster of War series. What's great is it's somebody else's campaign, right? He's watching vicariously his character run around. And what do we got going on here? It's Revenge of the City Folk. Look at this shit. They're coming up swinging savage hammers and shit. Look at this guy. He's got a pitchfork. Kill Dirt. We got to slow-mo this a little bit. This just cries out for revenge. Revenge of the recruits. These guys are chasing after these Valandian fucking scum. Kill them, boys. This guy looks like a fucking vampire. He's bleeding from every orifice. He's wailing away at sergeants. I love it, man. The other guy's got a javelin sticking through his lung. A bunch of fucking uncouth, unshaved peasants just running the Valandians off the map. And I think Dirt survived, but who cares? What a fucking great battle. Thank God it's recording. Thank you, God. And that was a great battle. I mean, you just don't get sieges like that very often. It's probably one of the top 5 sieges I've ever been a part of. Just the unique nature of it, the incredibly difficult series of variables that are input here. A lack of archers, a bunch of militia. We had some good troops, no doubt.
Enough.
Like ordering our army around. I saw Legionnaire here and there. I saw Malavliatons. You can't win that with just militia, but that was a fucking great battle. A huge heap of nobles. I'm just going to take all these prisoners for you. Cam, you're allowed to, you can do whatever you want. In fact, I'm going to leave all those upgrades for you as well. I've learned to do this. That way you guys can upgrade what you want, right? I'm playing somebody else's, it's like driving somebody else's nice car. You don't want to leave, your stinky sock in it or something like that. We're going to try to respect your guys' save games. We're going to put this on YouTube so that fellas can enjoy and see a unique siege defense. And hopefully, if it wasn't entertaining, hopefully at least it was educational, right? Holding that one side of the city was probably the only way we could defend that city. And indeed, it was entertaining as well. All right, of course, if you want to be part of this series, the email is listed in the video description. Fire me your save game. Please subscribe if you want to see more, friends. Cam and I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching, fellas.